Hi, welcome to Matt Talk, a video podcast for the friends and family of Coming First United Methodist Church from me, Pastor Matt. Well, my guest today is Ray Bailey, our new financial administrator here at Coming First United Methodist Church. And Ray, welcome to Matt Talk.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here, excited to be part of the team and see where y'all can take me, where I can take y'all. So
fantastic, Ray. We're so excited to have you on staff here, and we look forward to working with you and you working with us in the area of finances. Well, let's begin by just getting to know you a little better. Share with us your story, maybe your faith journey or about your family, whatever you want us to know, and you don't have to share anything you don't want us to know.
Right. Well, I come from a pretty big, decently sized family. I had 3 siblings. We're all about a year and a half apart, so we got very tight knit. Not lots of cousins, but we'll call them family friend cousins. So grew up with a lot of happiness, joy, and so many things to do all the time. Growing up in the middle of nowhere neck of the woods, there's always time to ride 4-wheelers, do a little hunting, or just enjoy nature. And so it was really fun growing up like that. So
And where was that, your neck of the woods?
Jackson, Georgia.
In Jackson, Georgia.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
South of Atlanta.
Yes, sir.
Super. Yeah,
you got to zoom in on a map to try to find it.
Yeah, between Atlanta and Macon, right?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Sure. Well, share with us about your faith journey. How is your faith? Were you raised United Methodist, or how were you raised, or what's your faith and church journey been like?
So when growing up, my mom, we did a little bit of church shopping here and there. So I think, we started off, we tried Southern Baptist. I can't really remember why we didn't stick it out. I think I was too young to really remember.
Sure.
But, growing up, I was raised kind of non-denomination, and the high school I actually attended, I believe Rock Springs, is a part of the United Methodist organization. I don't think they're a part of it anymore, but I think back in the day they were, or something like that. Don't quote me on it.
Yeah.
But so going there, it definitely taught me a lot of the principles of, peace, joy, love, patience, kindness, all those wonderful, beautiful things. And it has definitely played a huge part in my spiritual growth, my personal growth, and just who I am today. So
yeah. Fantastic. Well, tell us about your education and your experience that you bring to this position. I know you said you went to school at Rock Spring.
Yes, sir.
And then you went to Valdosta State. Tell
yes,
us
sir.
What experience and education you bring to us.
So at Valdosta State, I was actually very indecisive when I first started. I think I started off with wanting to go for marketing. I realized that just wasn't for me. I feel like I could do something better with myself. And then I tried international business, and then I tried to speak Spanish, and I was like, I can barely speak English. And then so I tried finance, and I kind of just fell in love with the whole aspect of everything that comes along with finance, because it ties in with economics, accounting, marketing, and just management, and that's what builds the whole aspect of what someone in finance should be doing. And that really, my biggest goal in life is to one day own my own business. And so being able to gain that knowledge and now being able to do it here within the church is really helping me grow that passion even more, and knowing what to do when the time gets there.
Yeah. So what exactly motivated you when you saw this position that Coming First United Methodist Church had? What motivated you that make you think, oh, that might be a right fit for me? What was it about it?
So I definitely, the first thing that really stuck out to me was it was at a church. And so I've, worked in a couple management positions over the years, and something that I really wanted to do is work somewhere where there's a purpose, there's a meaning, there's something that, like, I'm not just working to make money for somebody. Like, I wanted the work I was doing to be meaningful and impactful. And so that was the first thing that caught my attention. And then just, reading over the job descriptions and everything, I was like, some of these things I'm not the best at, but some of them I'm pretty decent at. And so I took all the pros and cons of everything and realized, I think even if I'm not offered the opportunity, it's worth a shot to do something I want to try to do. So
yeah.
And so I'm glad to be here.
Well, I'm so glad that you decided to send in your resume, and
thank you.
And your interview and all went well, and we are so glad that you are here.
Yes, sir.
You've been initially working with Susan Payne, our former financial administrator, and now you have kind of taken over a little bit. And so I was just wondering what this experience has been like for you, both working with Susan and now this. How's it going?
So basically, Susan was very, very good at her job. I will say that. I mean, she could probably run circles around everyone financially in this building. So I'm very appreciative, for the experience and a little bit of knowledge she was able to give me before I had to jump onto the ship. But she helped me. She guided me in the right direction of what really needs to be done in nonprofit accounting. And so, because coming from working in any other business, you're doing it for profit. And here, there's 110 more things that have nothing to do with for-profit businesses. And so she was able to kind of guide and teach me on the right steps, policies, and procedures to make sure it's done properly and it looks good. Yeah. So I was very grateful for that.
Well, working in the nonprofit and church world is it is a different animal, and sometimes people don't realize just how different an animal it is, but it is, as you are learning. Mm-hmm. Well, share with us as you go forward, what's your visions and your hopes and dreams for your time here and for the finance department at Coming First United Methodist Church?
Well, I definitely, as I'm still trying to learn everything, I definitely want to be able to make everything, how it already is, stable, growing. But I also want to take more involvement in that and, allow it to grow even more. And so, bank account numbers aren't even an issue anymore. I want it to be where, the church doesn't have to worry about if the lights have to turn off, for that month or something. And so I want to take everything I'm learning and then increase it and just make the church run smoothly. And so I know that's going to take lots of time, lots of practice, but as a whole congregation, as a whole leadership team, we can all get there as long as we work together. And teamwork is the most solid foundation we can have. So.
Yes, great. Well, I'm so excited to have you part of our team here at Coming First United Methodist Church, and I know you'll do a great job.
Well, thank you.
Looking forward to working with you and getting to know you better and better.
Yes, sir.
Well, we all definitely want to keep Ray in our prayers as he begins this new position with us, and let us encourage him in every way, exemplify him, our true Christian hospitality and support, and truly be Christ to Ray. How else can people in the congregation be of help to you? Do you know of anything that we could do or anything you'd like to tell us to be mindful of that would be helpful to you as you're doing your job?
Definitely patience. Be patient with me.
Yes.
I'm not going to be able to do something right then and there. I'm going to take time. I'm going to check on my resources, my references, and make sure that I can give you accurate information. And so patience is the biggest thing I can hope for. And also, keeping me in your prayers for a little bit of sanity. So, but that's definitely how the congregation can definitely help me out.
Yes. Well, we want to do all we can to make sure that you're successful, and I know that you'll do everything you can to help Ray out, and we all will be patient. Well, if people want to come by and meet you or talk with you, where can they find you, and how can they get in touch with you?
Well, you can find me either always in my office, or sometimes I want to start trying to being outside the office, like in the library, maybe set up an outside office. I want to be very mobile. I want to keep away from my desk sometimes because that can be very overwhelming. But, I can be available anytime, every time, just not after 11 o'clock at night because I will be asleep. So,
no.
But definitely anytime, any place, I can be available.
Great. Well, they can always come by the church office and visit with you. Or do you know your new email address here yet?
I do, yes, sir.
Tell us what that is.
It is rbailey@cfumcga.com.
Super. I'm so excited that you know that. It took me a long time to figure that out. That's great. Well, send Ray an email welcoming him, and come by and see him if you have something you need to talk to him about. And Ray, thank you again for being my guest today on Matt Talk. And we are so excited to have you here and so glad that you are with us. We're looking forward to what you will bring to this staff position.
Yes, sir.
Well, be sure to make an intentional effort to welcome Ray to Coming First United Methodist Church, your church, our church together. And thank you for watching this Mac Talk today. I look forward to sharing with you our next Mac Talk. And until we see each other again, may the peace and the joy of Christ be always with you.